She grinned. It's only dinner with my ex. I chuckled, masking the ache in my chest. Then I guess this is the end for us, I said. I didn't mean to say it out loud. It slipped, a fragile whisper disguised as humor, but it landed between us like a fracture in glass. For a second her smile faltered. Then she brushed it off with a playful scoff and went back to fixing her lipstick in the hallway mirror. Don't be dramatic, Adam. It's just dinner. Just dinner. That phrase would replay in my mind for weeks, each time more poisonous, more mocking. 3 years of marriage. 6 years together. That's how long it took for just dinner to destroy everything I thought was unbreakable. Lena wasn't perfect, but she was mine. I loved her laugh, loud, unrestrained, the kind that made people turn in restaurants. She had this spark that made every room feel brighter. And for the longest time I thought that spark was for me. But lately it had dimmed. She started working late. Her phone stayed glued to her hand. Her laughter came softer, guarded. When she said, "I love you," it sounded like an afterthought, not a truth. And that night when she mentioned dinner with her ex, with that careless grin, something in me finally snapped. After she left, I stood in the kitchen, staring at the half-empty wine glass she'd left on the counter. Her perfume lingered in the air, sweet, familiar, and suddenly unbearable. I told myself not to overthink it. Maybe she was right. Maybe it really was just dinner. But I knew that kind of dinner. I'd seen it in friends' stories, overheard it in bars, even consoled a coworker through it. The dinner that leads to the text that leads to the secret that leads to the end. So I waited. At first, I told myself I was just staying up to finish some work. But the document on my laptop stayed blank. Every sound outside, every car that passed, made my stomach twist. Midnight. No text. No call. At 12:17 a.m., I sent one message. "Are you okay?" No reply. At 1:02 a.m., I saw the typing bubble. Then nothing. Disappeared. When she came home at 2 a.m., I pretended to be asleep. The door creaked open, and her soft footsteps padded across the carpet. She moved carefully, too carefully, as if afraid of being heard. Then came the faint sound of her sigh, the click of her phone charging, and finally, the bathroom door shutting. A minute later, the smell of unfamiliar cologne hit me. Not mine. I lay there, heart pounding, staring at the ceiling. That's when I knew. The next morning she acted normal. Made coffee. Kissed my cheek. Asked about my day. I stared at her, memorizing the face I used to trust, wondering how easily she could lie. "Did you have a good time?" asked, voice steady. She looked up, feigning casual. "Yeah. It was nice catching up. We just talked, that's all." He nodded. "That's good." But my chest burned. Because I saw the mark, faint but real, on her collarbone when her blouse shifted. And the guilt flickered in her eyes before she looked away. I didn't confront her right away. I wanted proof, not guesses. Over the next week, I became someone I didn't recognize. I checked her phone when she showered. Not proud of it, but pain makes you do pathetic things. I found what I was looking for. "Last night felt like old times. You looked amazing. Can't stop thinking about you." And then her reply. "Me too." My hands trembled. The world blurred. All the late nights, the excuses, the laughter that wasn't for me. It all snapped into focus. That evening, she came home humming, a small smile on her face. "Lena," I said softly. She turned, surprised by the tone. "Yeah. Did you love him?" Her smile faded. "What are you talking about?" "Your ex. Did you love him?" She looked at me, eyes flickering, confusion, guilt, fear, and then she sighed. "Adam, please don't do this." He nodded. "So you did." She rubbed her forehead. "It wasn't like that. I don't know." Seeing him brought back memories. Talk. One thing led to another. "Stop." My voice cracked. "Don't say it. Don't make it real." Tears welled in her eyes. "I didn't mean for it to happen. I swear." "But it did happen," I whispered. Silence. The kind that crushes you. Finally she said, It was a mistake. I was confused. You've been distant lately, and I laughed, hollow and bitter. So it's my fault. No, I missed how things used to be. He reminded me of that. That sentence shattered something inside me. Because I had been trying. Dinners, surprises, conversations. But she wasn't looking for me anymore. She was looking for a memory. For 2 days we barely spoke. The house turned cold. Even the walls seemed to listen in silence. On the 3rd night she came to me with tears. "I'm so sorry, Adam," she whispered. "Please, let's fix this. I made a mistake, but I love you." I wanted to believe her. I wanted to hold her and pretend none of it happened. But love isn't enough when trust dies. "I don't know how to come back from this," I said quietly. "Every time I look at you, I see him." She sobbed, reaching for my hand. "Please don't end us over one mistake." I looked at her, the woman I had built my life around, and realized she had already ended it the moment she crossed that line. A week later I packed my things. She stood in the doorway, hair messy, eyes swollen from crying. "So that's it?" she asked. Pause. "You remember what I said? That night before dinner?" She frowned. "What night?" "When you said it was only dinner with your ex." Recognition hit her face, followed by pain. I smiled faintly. "I meant it. That was the end for us. Leaving her was the hardest thing I've ever done. You don't just lose a person, you lose the version of yourself that existed with them." I missed the way she'd fall asleep on my shoulder, the morning coffee ritual, even the arguments about nothing. But every memory had a shadow now. Every smile carried the echo of her lie. I thought time would dull it. Didn't. Just taught me to live around the wound. Months later she reached out. A simple text. "I still think about you." I stared at it for a long time before replying. "I think about who you used to be." No message came after that. Sometimes when the city quiets at night, I still hear her laughter in my head, the version from before everything broke. And I wonder if love ever truly dies, or if it just learns to live inside the cracks of our pain. But one thing I know. The night she said, "It's only dinner with my ex," that's when I stopped being her husband and started becoming a stranger she used to love. And when I chuckled and said, "Then I guess this is the end for us," I was right. It really was.